All right, well, this is to help you analyze your swing. Whenever you take a video of your swing and try to figure out what's going well and what needs a little bit of work. The swing is maybe seems real simple at first, and that could be, but then once you get into the details of it, it can start to get pretty complicated. So if we took a workout and said, let's work on a bunch of stuff for health and athleticism, we're going to work on doing some planks. We'll do like 10 sets of planks. We'll do 10 sets of jumps, 10 sets of hinges like a deadlift or something like that maybe, 10 sets of rows for that horizontal pull for your back and shoulder blades pulling together, maybe even get into like 10 sets of grip work in your forearms, and even like get your shoulder rotation for your subscap and your rotator cuff muscles. If we were to do all that, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a solid workout. Those are all the different parts of a swing. So the swing might be simple in the idea that saying I swing a weight between my legs and then fire back up, but in actuality, you're doing all those different things. So let's look at the swing this way. It's actually going back and forth between two different movements. One is the standing plank. Just like as if you were on the ground, I'm going to root my feet into the floor, I'm going to lock up my quads, I'm going to lock up my glutes, I'm going to lock down my abs. I am going to go into a solid plank position here. I'm going to take my shoulders, just like I don't want to go up like this to get that Neanderthal looking shoulders that we do as we get older, or if we bench press too much and stuff. I want to pull those shoulders back into that rooted good position. That's going to be your healthy posture to work all those muscles in the back of your scaps and stuff like that. So basically, I'm in a hard plank here, locking down my core. The thing to pay attention to is making sure you're not hyperextending. A lot of people swing, they'll go up like this and hyperextend that lower back. You really want a solid plank. So it is a standing plank. Everything's rooted here as your arms move. And then the other position that we're going to go into is that hinge position, like at the bottom of a deadlift. That's going to be knees, then hips, then shoulders, stacked like that. So a hinge position, back flat like this, where knees, then hips, then shoulders. I'm not squatting where my hips go down to where my knees are, and I'm not keeping my knees and hips in a line and bending over. They are soft knees. I'm not having my knees shoot too far forward like they would in a squat, but they are going to bend some. So it's going to be soft knees, hips go back, spine stays straight. One of the ways I like to get people into this position is use the knife edges of the hands in the hip crease here. So you set up, you put your knife edges there, and then you push your hips back towards the wall. That usually gets most people into a hinge pretty good. So that's your bottom position. So it's an alternation between the standing plank and the hinge position, but it's actually a four-part movement. A lot of times people try to think of it as two parts, swinging forward, swinging back. That's a mistake. You don't want to do that. The four-part is going to be useful because what you can do is, from the hinge position, one is standing, two is hands. This is the flow to the kettlebell. It's the only rest you get. You're holding in this hard locked body position, but you're letting the arms float. It is not a front raise. If your shoulders are getting tired, you need your hips doing the work, not your shoulders doing the work. Your shoulders are just holding on. If anything's getting sore on your shoulders, hopefully it's the back of your shoulders that are holding this bell from flying off to that other wall. Because when you throw that bell, you want to throw it out towards the wall, a horizontal hip extension like a sprint would have. And let that bell float. So, anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our swing. So it's a four-part movement. So the way that you'll do it is setting up just about a foot back from the handle of the kettlebell that you're going to be using. Use your knife edges, push your hips back. When you have a good solid hinge position, if you can't get into a hinge position by yourself, we're not going to have weight time. And if you can't get into a hinge position and move it slowly like a deadlift, we shouldn't do it fast. So you have to do it by itself in order to do it slow. And once you can do it slow, you can do it fast. So make sure that you can get into that hinge position. Videotape yourself. Make sure that it's solid, straight spine, that your hips are doing the actual work, not your lower back doing any work. Your lower back should not get sore during these swings. If your lower back gets sore, get somebody who can help take a look at your form and improve it. Once you can do that, put a kettlebell between your heels and go to kettlebell deadlifts that way. That's a good position. Once you're used to that hinge in a slow movement, you can go ahead and move to hike passes. That would be the next step. So you set up about a foot away from it.